Syracuse is still looking for its second win of the season against the Chippewas, and this is Cuse Countdown, so break out your chips and salsa. Zach Lang, David Edelstein, I'm Adam Unger, and we've got all your answers. Guys, let's get right to it. Syracuse's field general, Eric Dungy, is leading the team in carries and in rushing yards. Zach, does that concern you?
Adam, it does concern me because he is the field general of this team, but he should only be the field general when it comes to passing. They have so many options in the run game behind the new freshman Chris Elmore. You have Strickland, you have Mo Neal, you have so many options, and your quarterback should not be your #1 option, especially when he has a plethora of injuries over the past couple of seasons. He is their field general from a passing standpoint, but should not be rushing out in the front lines where he could easily become injured once again.
What I see from this is that it's not that he's the #1 rusher, but that he's scrambling, and he's scrambling a lot, Zach. I look at his injury history, and that's something that you don't want to see repeat itself. We've already seen way too many flips from Eric Dungy in these first 2 games of the season. What I'm noticing, I want more from the offensive line. Those guys need to maintain the pocket for Dungy so he can be that passer and not have to just keep the ball and run it so that they give him enough time to throw it down the field.
Well, Eric Dungy has seen Central Michigan before. Let's take a look at how these teams match up head-to-head. As you take a look, CMU has gone 2-0 so far this season. They went to overtime against Rhode Island, an FCS school. They took down Kansas in Lawrence last weekend. The Chippewas are 16th in the country in total offense, and Syracuse's defense is 22nd in yards allowed. It's a huge jump from the 122nd that they were last season. On the flip side, the offense has averaged less than 21 seconds per play, but the new fast can't outgain the Chippewas. They have a dangerous offense, and as you can see, despite the danger, Syracuse has never lost to Central Michigan, and Dino Babers has never lost to them either in his other head coaching stops. So that's the rundown on the Chippewas. Zach, I need to know, what's your key to the game on Saturday?
Adam, my key to the game is that the Orange, they need to reinvent the run game. As I said before, they have a lot of different options that they can use to reinvent this game. They can utilize Chris Elmore, as I said, 280-pound back. They also have Strickland. They have Mo Neal, who's really good at catching out of the backfield. They have so many options, and after seeing how they played against Middle Tennessee State last week, I don't see how they could stick with what they went with and expect a different answer.
My key to the game, Zach, is preventing the deep ball. Syracuse really needs to look out for Shane Morris. This is a guy who's going to come into the Carrier Dome, and he's going to stretch the field both horizontally and vertically. He's averaging 346 yards per game right now. He's calm because his offensive line is able to give him that time, and the Syracuse defense cannot allot that for Shane Morris. He's going to throw the ball down the field, he's going to throw the ball on screens, and he can even run if he needs to. This is something that they need to be careful about when they're looking for these passes coming out of this quarterback.
So David, do you see Eric Dungy's squad or Shane Morris's squad getting the win this weekend?
You know, it's a tough question because both these teams have different aspects to them, but I have to tell you that probably it's going to be Central Michigan coming out on top. 28-24 is my prediction. Syracuse is coming off of this awkward low week, and they're coming in, and Central Michigan can take advantage of these inconsistencies. Meanwhile, Central Michigan hasn't really played great teams yet, and Syracuse has played similar teams, and they just haven't dominated them like they should have. If Syracuse had won last week, maybe I'd be giving you a different story right now, but it looks like Central Michigan's just going to edge out the Orange.
And you know what? I'm sorry to disappoint you Orange fans, but I also have Central Michigan winning this game 38-30. Shane Morris is too good of a quarterback. We saw him absolutely tear up the defense of Kansas last week, and that was just such an obliteration. And we've seen the Orange defense this past week, where the defensive backs just broke down in the second half, and of course Antoine Cordy is still out for another couple of weeks. Without him, I have no understanding of how the Orange could possibly defend against the passing game of Central Michigan.
So both our guys have the Chippewas, and we'll just have to see on Saturday. That's all we've got for this week's web edition of Cuse Countdown. You can check out every sport on the Hill, plus full post-game update from the Syracuse Central Michigan game at CitrusTV.com and at CitrusTV Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. For Zach and David, I'm Adam. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the game.